شكرا لمعالي الدكتور نبيل كوشك وضيوفه الكرام وحديثهم عن هل ستكون السعودية سيليكون فالي للمنطقة العربية. حاليا معنا الدكتور مازن الزايدي رئيس قسم الابتكار وريادة الأعمال في الهيئة العامة للاستثمار، راح يحدثنا عن تطوير ودعم بيئة حاضنات الشركات الناشئة من الهيئة العامة للاستثمار وكلمته عن انفست سعودي. رحبوا معي بالدكتور مازن الزايدي.
السلام عليكم. Okay, good morning everyone. Let me ask you just a quick question. Who heard about Invest Saudi? Just show of hands. Okay. Who heard about SAGIA? Does anybody know what SAGIA stands for? So my son came to SAGIA a month ago. There was this dad-son to work thing. And the second day he went to school. And he's been talking to friends. Oh, I went to SAGIA. There was a lot of cool stuff. We did that, we did this. And they asked him, what's SAGIA? Then he started thinking. And he said, oh, SAGIA? SAGIA is super awesome investment authority. So hopefully it is what my son thinks it is. I think he thinks I'm a superhero or something, but anyway. So Invest Saudi is the national brand. It's been created by SAGIA. SAGIA, which is the Saudi Investment Authority. It's the government's investment promotion agency. I'll be talking about Saudi as an investment hub. So SAGIA recently, we've been focused for a while on very key sectors. And attracting investment, developing investment in Saudi when it comes to ICT, healthcare, energy. Recently, we've been looking into innovation entrepreneurship and how we can support different government stakeholders in developing the ecosystem. So when we started about 6 months ago, we wanted to attract startups, we wanted to attract different platforms as accelerators, incubators, and also VCs. And then we noticed that one of the things that it's not an easy job. And when we look to the market dynamics, if you want to bring in VCs, you would need capacity, you would need entrepreneurs to be able to bring these VCs to invest. And if you want to bring entrepreneurs, you need VCs. So it's the chicken and egg. So you need suppliers, you need demanders, and all of that. So we looked on the whole cycle of investment within Saudi, and it's kind of the traditional kind of cycle for any startup. So it starts by building the capacity of startups through angel investors, the platforms as accelerators, seed investment. Then comes the growth. And you can see at the bottom, there's a couple of different entities, public and private, that we work with, from scaling up in the growth stage to even we're working on the exit stage for startups. Because at the end, the VC is investing, the startup is starting. At the end, everybody wants to have an exit at the end, some way or another. So all of the entities that you see below over here, we're all working with them, hand by hand. SAGIA at the end, we're an enabler. We don't own anything, actually. We support government, we support private to enable and develop the ecosystem. A good question would be, why would a startup or a VC consider Saudi to invest in? There's a lot of reasons, but 4 kind of main reasons. Saudi is the biggest market in the GCC countries. We're trying to unlock new sectors. PIF is working on actually 9 new sectors to unlock. Government is very committed in investing in startups. And also it's easy to start actually. So a year ago or more, if you wanted to start as an entrepreneur in Saudi, that was impossible. Now that is. And I'll give more details during my presentation. There's a very active and supportive community here in Saudi. And actually every day it's getting better and better. So if you were here 3 months ago, 6 months ago, it's totally different right now. And it's not just in the startup domain, it's across different sectors and domains actually. So the government, there's a lot of support from Munsha'at, from us as SAGIA in entering companies or startups to the country. Different government entities are supporting startups. The network of VCs. There's a huge interest in investing in companies in Saudi. We've been approached by VCs from the US, from Singapore, from Hong Kong, from everywhere, that they're looking to invest in Saudi. And based on the Vision 2030 and the initiatives that government has, the new markets, all of these investors are looking into investing in startups in the region. There's been establishment of a lot of platforms. These platforms as accelerators, co-working spaces, even events as Arabnet and others. So I just want to explain what's been happening the last year. So the ecosystem isn't perfect actually, and we all know that, but there's a lot of progress that's been happening, especially the last year. And what we're trying to do at SAGIA, and this is an invitation to everybody, is that if you're private or public and you want to engage with us, you want us to support, you want us to work, we'd love to work with any entity. We believe in cooperation and collaboration. Most of the things that I'm going to show right now, it's by entities, it's not by SAGIA. Some of them we participated in one way or another. Others we're trying to support currently. And based, of course, the past isn't always a good or a perfect predictor of the future. But I think when we go through what I'm going to show you right now, it might show a good kind of view of what's happening in the future. So, FinTech Saudi, this was established this year, 2018. It's a community for FinTech, the FinTech sector. It's a FinTech community that's been trying to connect banks and government to startups. And it actually activated most of what's happening in the FinTech scene here in Saudi Arabia. FinTech sandboxes, a lot get surprised when we say we don't even have just one sandbox, we've got 2. One with Saudi Central Bank, SAMA, and the other one with CMA. And both of them are operating. They've accepted a couple of applications. Government venture funds. This was also launched this year by Munsha'at, the government VC, by the PIF, the Fund of Fund. And all of these funds are looking into supporting VCs, whether local or international, to be able to invest and activate the VC market in Saudi. Crowdfunding platforms. 2 platforms got the license this year as crowdfunding. This is very big for us as Saudi. This is going to support the ecosystem in a very great way. They were licensed by CMA. They went through the sandbox at CMA and they got approved. 500 Startup and MISC, they partnership on a new accelerator. This was announced a couple of months ago. It's a very early stage accelerator. It's targeting the whole MENA region, bringing them to Saudi, whether you're local, whether you're international. They're looking for the best ideas to support and bring into the Saudi market. Hackathons. Last night I was trying to see what are the main hackathons, how many we've got. During the year, it's like in energy, healthcare, Hajj, different industries, IoT. It's crazy. This year was crazy when it comes to hackathons. Also, Munsha'at, they relaunched the incubator network, which gathers or tries to connect all incubators within Saudi and support them. Astro Labs, I'm going to burn this for them. They have an announcement. They're right over here, Mohammed Makki, Saad. They've got the first license from SAGIA as the first business incubator co-working space. We're very proud that we worked with Astro Labs. Others are coming in the way. We're very excited for next year. I think there's going to be a huge increase when it comes to platforms as incubators, external co-working spaces. There's a huge need in the market, actually, and I think that next year it's going to be a big thing. Munsha'at started the licensing of the platforms 6-8 months ago. Incubators, actually, they would operate in different ways. They're trying to organize their operation by giving specific certificates for incubators, accelerators, or co-working spaces. Badir have done so much amazing things. I didn't know what to pick to put, actually. But one of the things that I liked is that they have incubated this year, actually, 2018, the largest number of foreign companies, startups coming into Saudi. I don't know how much the number is. It's increasing, actually. But I think they've got a booth. I would really recommend anybody that's interested to visit them. We've also, Uniphonic, they've raised the largest Series A in the MENA region this year. They've got their license from SAGIA. They're operating here. We've introduced the entrepreneur's license at SAGIA at late 2017. It was activated this year. I think we've got more than 63, 64 issued licenses. Many in the pipeline. We've got from China, a developer in FinTech to a Harvard professor from Harvard. So you can imagine how the interest is very wide. We actually, in the pipeline, we've got more than 36. So that are going into the registration, trying to get incubated within Saudi. And how the entrepreneur's license works, actually, is that the entrepreneur gets 100% ownership. He only pays a very reduced fees of $500 a year. It's required that he gets either incubated or accepted either in a co-working space or incubator or accelerator within Saudi. And the whole idea is for that entrepreneur or startup, when it comes to Saudi, that we try to provide a very simple interest for them into the market. And we've been working, I think we have more than 36 incubators, accelerators that are supporting entrepreneurs in Saudi. I can mention just a couple that are outside in the exhibition. Badir, there's Bayak, there's also Astro Labs, the Space, Kaust also. There's a lot of support over there. So what's going to happen in 2019? I have no idea, but based on what we have in 2018, I think it's a great start. A lot of good things are happening. All government entities are working, public and private. It is so amazing in SAGIA when we work with the private sector and trying to develop new things. A lot of good things hopefully are coming into the future. As I said, I would encourage anybody that would like to engage with us. We would love to support. We have 24 services at SAGIA that we offer to investors. We take him from the idea stage till he executes, he set ups. We introduce him to potential investors, stakeholders. We always consider ourselves with investors as part of their team. And actually, we use the term investor very broadly, inclusively. When we talk about investor, it's from an entrepreneur developer to a multinational company. 3 things we're focusing on next year, and this is also an invitation for all public and private entities. We're looking to unlocking new sectors. FinTech, we already started with them last year. We want to support more on it. Agri-tech, ed-tech, cyber, and others as well. So this is one focus. The second thing that we're also looking into is introducing new investment avenues, Before, if a VC would want it to come to Saudi, the government would tell them, okay, go get an approval from CMA, establish your fund, then try to figure it out. That's not the case actually right now. If you're a VC, you want to invest in Saudi, we are trying to develop more than one avenue for you, either by match funding with Munshaat, the government fund or fund of fund, or even introduce to other VCs in co-investing, and even providing intelligence information about the market, about the startups, about what's happening here in Saudi. We're happy to do all the introductions. We're happy to do all the support. So we're taking a very proactive and active way. It's not just that the investor would come and say, okay, I want to get a license, or or when he gets in trouble, he comes and asks for help. No, it's actually from the beginning, is that we want to start from the beginning, building the whole business plan for any investor. Invest Saudi, we've got a booth outside. Please visit us, whether you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for a license, whether even you're local entrepreneurs. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. So we've been approached by local entrepreneurs that are facing issues when it comes to regulations. Dr. Nabil in the previous session talked about the new economics of the new kind of companies that are in Saudi. Some regulations do not support. What we're doing is that we talk to the relevant government entities, and we try to, if there isn't these regulations that support, we will try to help in drafting these new regulations. We've done it before. We've done a lot of reforms through Taysir, Lajna Taysir. So we've been supporting the local entrepreneurs on that side. The other side, even entrepreneurs are looking for investment. We've been approached by, as I mentioned a while ago, by a lot of VCs that want to invest in the region. They're looking for good deals. We try to do events, and we try to do roundtables, networking events to try to bring everybody together. So whether you're from a government entity or private, please visit us. We would love to have a chat with you. We would love to support. We would love to build the ecosystem together and make this a real hub for the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.